City of Detroit versus Clyde Darnell Lynch. Case numbers SP 1537940, counts 1 and counts 2. SP 1554736, counts 1 and counts 2. SP 1558135, counts 2 and counts 3. SP 1590696, counts 1 and counts 2. SP 153794221. SP 155-47541, SP 155-81351, and SP 159-06951. Appearance for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. True Science appearing on behalf of YouTube.
Pauline Stroking, behalf of Mr. Lynch.
Mr. Lynch, state your name for the record, please.
You have to unmute, sir.
I'm good. You can hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me now? Good.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. State your name for the record, please.
Clyde Darnell Lynch.
And Mr. Lynch is 52. He says since he was 12, he stopped taking count of his age. Or 11. Which one was it, Mr. Lynch?
12.
12. All right. Officer E. Dunn, good morning to you. Can you put your appearance on the record for Mr. Lynch?
Good morning, sir. Officer Eddie Dunn, Battlefield Precinct, Detroit Police Department.
Good morning to you. Corporal Bennett is here for Lynch as well. Trying to pull him out the breakout room. Today is the date and time set for a trial. Mateo's not here. Tanti is not here. We're dealing with 6 tickets. The rest of them are going to be dismissed, and probably some of the 6 will be too. No offers on the expired plates, $145. Another and an improper plate. Well, here we go. Well, ones that okay, so it goes like this: a failure to display, $240 fine. That officer's not here. So on the tickets the officers are not here, we only have 2 expired plates, 3 expired plates. And then 2 of those officers, 4 expired plates, and 2 of those officers are not here. The offer as it's written in the file, Mr. Berry. I mean, who's on Mr. Lynch? Soroka?
I didn't talk to him at first. I did respond when you just called it. So
Yeah, I know you. I mean, so as it's written in the file, it's failure to display, $240 fine. Improper plates omitted from no insurance, $240 fine. And then 4 counts of expired plates, $145 a piece. But there's officers that are not here. Why don't you go into the breakout room and you and Mr. Lynch have a conversation and find out how you want to navigate this? All right.
yes.
All right, let's go back on the record for Mr. Lynch.
We do not have resolution, Your Honor. So my client indicates that he wants to go to trial.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. This defendant can't even get his camera straight.
He indicates he sent document. Did he come out yet? I don't want to talk when he's not.
No. Well, he's got, well, the thing about it is he's got these other, all these, the only offers that are on the table really, I mean, the only offers that are on the table are Dunn and Bennett.
Right. There's 2 no insurance, 2 suspended, and 2 improper, or 2
So as it's written in the file, it would only be 2 expired plates unless the city's amending that but it's only 2 expired plates, $145 a piece.
All right, let me go back in and tell him again.
That's because on the offer sheet.
Does he have a license suspended, Your Honor? I mean, does he have a valid license?
No.
No, I don't know that. I haven't run that, but the way that the offer was written, the only cases that you wanted Mr. Lunch to plead to was the Dunn expired plate and the Bennett expired plate. And
Yeah.
then,
Bennett has an license suspended.
yes, so why don't you rearrange the offer then?
Yeah, well, I would just I'll give him one FTD and one expired plate.
He doesn't want to accept that. He indicates he's sent documentation to the court in the past. He's taken his case to the Supreme Court. He did a FOIA request. There's a lot of things I don't really understand what he's talking about, but our communication's close to breaking down. I'll just say that.
Sounds like it. Bring them out then. Go back in there and bring them out.
I prompted him out. Okay, let me try again.
All right. All right, Mr. Lynch, giving you an opportunity to speak to counsel. It's I'm trying to understand. You want to contest these matters?
I had to go back. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, yeah, I had to go back in because I didn't get no prompt. I had to go back in to join in through 36 District Court website.
No, well, listen. What we're saying is that we're trying to get you an offer, but it's my understanding after talking with your lawyer that that you don't want to accept anything. What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
The thing is, I don't know what court cases is being brought up. The recent ones or the one that I already have a trial for.
I think all of the cases that are on the docket, everything that's on the docket, that you already had all this stuff set for trial. And what we did probably, okay, I see what
I
happened.
sent some paperwork in, but some of those cases I got kicked out of Zoom. I sent in the pictures through that document website, and I don't know, and I sent paperwork to the law department for a FOIA for the court cases.
Okay, what documents did you send in to the court?
It was the case where I had got kicked out of Zoom, and I sent in the pictures where I got kicked out of Zoom. I think that was the January of this year case, and they was like, if I sent in the pictures showing that I was kicked out of the room because I thought the case was dismissed, and I got kicked out.
Okay, so what do you have any documents that relates to your driver's license, insurance, or registration?
Like told the lady, the one got me him, the judge, the person that I talked to on the last court case said, we don't have no problems with you. And I said, I'm going through the process of doing my documents to take care of Dearborn, because Dearborn the one that got it hemmed out. They didn't honor none of my paperwork. Motion to
Listen, now, we're not talking about Dearborn. We're talking about Detroit. Do you have any documents? Hold on, let me ask my question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask my question. Do you have any documents that suggest that you have valid insurance, valid registration, and a valid I can run your driver's license.
I don't have anything. I don't have anything because Dearborn the one that got me hemmed up. I can't even get no insurance without no license.
Okay, so so what we're trying to do, every case that you have down here in Detroit, we call into the record. And we have two officers. The other cases are going to be dismissed, but we have two officers here that are here. And what we're trying to do is either make a resolution now, and we'll present you with an offer. And if you don't like the offer, you can just go to trial. Today is the date and time set for trial.
Yeah, go ahead.
Today is the date and time set for trial. So are you willing to entertain an offer to resolve the cases, or do you want a trial on all the cases?
I mean, which did you say some of them are gonna get dismissed? I only have two. I know the one that I recently got, everything is for the same thing.
Yes. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. Let me break it down to you. It's two officers that are here. Corporal Bennett wrote you 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 tickets that are up to date. and Officer Dunn wrote you 1, 2, 3 tickets that are up to date. The other officers that wrote you tickets are not showing up, have not showed up, and we're just going to automatically dismiss those cases. So we can get you an offer on the 6 tickets that those 2 officers wrote you. Are you willing to entertain the offer for those 6 tickets?
Bennett and Dunn, Bennett is the recent case, so that one I want to go to trial. I think the one I'm in trial for now is Dunn, correct?
You're on trial for both of them. Dunn and Bennett are separate trial right now.
So nobody received my paperwork, my traveling paperwork?
What is the paperwork going to tell us?
The paperwork is going to tell you that this man is a sovereign citizen and that he doesn't drive, he travels, and things of that nature. So pretty much he's admitting to his guilt. He was driving without a license, and that's it. This man is wasting his time.
Basically, I don't need no driver license, et cetera, et cetera.
Well,
that's no proof of insurance, and my car was towed illegally those 2 times.
And what does the paperwork say why you don't need a driver's license, why you don't need any insurance or anything like that?
I send the paperwork into the law department, and I wanted the FOIA for the body cam and dash cams. And I haven't heard anything from them.
All right, we can get you that. We can get you that if there's some of that exists. Corporal Bennett, can you put your appearance record, Corporal Bennett? Hold on, Mr. Lynch.
Yes, Your Honor. Corporal Daryl Bennett, badge 4320, Detroit Police Department.
All right. So we need to get if there's any body cam or dash cam, we need to get that to Mr. Lynch.
He has to go through the law department to get that, Your Honor. If he's requesting it, he has to go through the law department.
Well, that's what he said he tried to do. He said he tried to figure. Let's see if we can get that now.
We can't get, Your Honor, our person that would do that is on vacation at this point. There's nobody in the office that can get that for him today.
Okay, can I say something for the traffic ticket that was done? The other officer
No.
Your Honor, can we just get an adjourn date when the people think they can have their video available?
Yeah, but I wanna just, what I'm trying to do is I don't want you to say anything as it relates to the traffic stops right now, because today is the date and time set for trial. But I'm gonna tell you this. You're suggesting, it sounds like you were suggesting that you don't have to have license or registration or insurance. Is that what you were saying?
I have documentation of that from the Supreme Court rulings, yes.
Stop lying.
All right, well, you need to get me that documentation because
what's the email so I can send it to you?
I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Okay, my phone not seeing none of that. Only thing I'm seeing on my cell phone now. If I was on my desktop, remember last time I had issues with my desktop, so I'm on the cell phone and I don't see no chat or anything.
Well, you should be able to hit the button down there and it should pop up.
Okay, let me see. Can I see something? Cause all I see a whole bunch of squares with everybody's face. And
you got to come out of that screen.
Huh?
You got to come out of that screen.
What screen I got to come out of?
The one you have to come out of the screen where everybody's face is.
Okay, I don't know how to do that. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to get kicked out like I just did when I was in the breakout room.
You didn't get kicked out. We pulled you. All right.
I had to join back in I had to go back to 36 District Court website, get back in the Zoom room.
Okay. All right, let's pass the matter and we'll try to figure out how to help you with the technology. And in the meantime, we need to, do you want an attorney appointed to you, sir?
I've been trying to get an attorney. Nobody will take my case. So if the appointed attorney don't want to accept my paperwork, then I'm up the creek like in Dearborn. So that's why I'm trying to study how to write the court cases all the way to the Supreme Court. So I'm doing that right now.
All right. Well,
Because Dearborn is the reason why my license is suspended.
I really want to see what you're talking about, Supreme Court, because I've never seen a Supreme Court case. Wait a minute. Let me finish. I've never seen a Supreme Court case that says that you don't have to have a license or insurance or registration. Now I'll tell you this. I'll admit, I haven't seen all the Supreme Court cases, but I have never seen that. And I've seen a thousand people come in here saying that, well, not 1,000, but a whole lot. And I've never seen it work.
So when Mr. Bennett Officer Bennett pulled me over, he was like, no, I ain't. He said, I ain't going for that sovereignty stuff. I said, I don't know what that is. I'm talking Constitutional Supreme Court ruling, and they towed my car.
All right, well, send me the Supreme Court ruling. I want to see that right now.
I don't see the where I can send it.
All right, I'm gonna pass it.
I could just come down there.
Here, let me write my email address down and then send it to me, and then I'll pass it and I'll wait till I get your document. You have an ink pen?
Yeah, I have a pen.
All right, you ready?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna get it online and send it on my laptop.
I'm gonna be anxiously awaiting that. All right.
All right. I'm gonna send the law department thing too.
I'll be anxiously waiting all of that, and I'll pass the matter. It looks like Corporal Bennett is going to be anxiously awaiting it. It's going to look like Officer Dunn is going to be anxiously awaiting it. Prosecutor Mason is going to be anxiously awaiting it, and I'm sure Ms. Soroki is going to be, and everybody else in the room. Because this could be some groundbreaking stuff right here. All right, pass the matter. Now, let's go back on the record with Mr. Lynch. Mr. Lynch, I haven't received anything from you.
Okay. I send it, but I send the wrong affidavit.
Well, I haven't received anything from you, so you need to make sure that you have, first of all, the right email address.
Okay.
Make sure you type it in right. I'm going to read it off again.
The judge is patiently awaiting to read this man's paperwork because everyone knows these sovereign citizens misinterpret things and do not understand what they are presenting. There is nothing in the Constitution that gives you the right to operate a motor vehicle without a license because cars weren't even invented when the Constitution was written. So any case law that he's presenting, talking about the Supreme Court ruled on this and that, he clearly does not understand what he has read.
Okay, can you start back from 36? I think that's where I got it wrong. Okay, I'm trying to put the attachment in. Here it comes.
Now, have you read everything that you're about to send me?
Yes.
No.
This is just sad. How does this man think that he's supposed to win his case with paperwork that he hasn't even read? This is ignorance at its finest.
I bet you haven't.
No, the affidavit, yeah.
No, this case stuff you're about to send me.
Yes, it's only 2 attachments. I got to get the right one because the first email was the wrong stuff.
Let's go back on the record with Lynch. While he's sending that, I'm going to say this. I hope you've read everything that you sent me, and because you're filing these documentations with the court, and you're suggesting that these documentations with the court are saying are in support of you not having to have a license and insurance and registration, I believe, or all 3 of the above, or at least one of them. Wait a minute, let me finish making my record.
Okay.
You're suggesting that the Supreme Court says you need to have either none of those documents, or at least you don't have to have one of those documents. So all I'm saying is I hope that you are actually have read and gone over what you're sending the court. Because as I said earlier, I've never seen anything that that supports what you're saying. I get people in here that submit. I can type in, don't need a driver's license in the search box, and they'll give me a list of cases. And I hope that's not what you've done. I'm going to pass the matter and wait on the documents that you're sending me. Okay. All right. Now let's go back on the record. Lastly, with Mr. Clyde Lynch. All right. I got an email, and I'm going to forward this to you as well. This one that was for the City of Detroit Law Department Freedom of Information request. And this is he wants the body cam, and then I believe this is requesting the necessary body cam stuff. So that one, I'm going to forward this to you, Ms. Mason. Now, this is another document that he sent me. This is the U.S. Supreme Court travel rulings. Motion to set aside default. It says it says to me, it has case number SP 15379-421 and SP 15547-541. To whom the dear Judge Sean B. Perkins, and to whom it may concern, the burden of truth is on me, or then it will just be my word against others' words. I, Clyde Darrell Lynch, always traveling, Supreme Court rulings on travel, along with being put in ransom for illegal profit gains against my federal freedoms / liberties and / or etc., as it is proven below, and an unnecessary burden of cash out of my pocket, etc. For what? Question mark. I do not have gold or silver to pay this debt and / or a promissory note. Driver, one employee in conducting a coach, carriage, wagon, or other vehicle with horses, mules, or other animals.
Here we have it. He's quoting this ancient Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition. Sir, this isn't going to help you win your case.
Driving. I know everybody's looking at me like, what are you saying? Driving. Operating in commerce, hire / profit. Mulberry versus Madison. An 1803 case. They weren't even cars on the road. All laws which are repugnant to the Constitution are null and void. Now here's what I'm talking about. Here's what the court is talking about right here. I figured he was going to bring this up because all Mr. Lynch did was he went on the Google search and searched basically, I don't know exactly the terminology, but he put driving, don't need to drive without a license. And all of these same cases come up. And this one case really bothers me because that's why I asked Mr. Lynch, did he read the cases? Are you familiar with your Black history, Mr. Lynch?
Okay, is the paper that you're reading is the one that's saying titled Supreme Court ruling and U.S. Constitution?
Yes.
Okay, that's not updated, but the other ones I sent, those are the ones that's relevant. The one that say Law Depot, it's like 6 pages, but the last 3 is the affidavit and the FOIA paper. You already seen that for the dash cam, etc. But the Law Depot, the first 3 pages is just the website information telling you how to do it. I actually went to school for criminal justice and private investigator, but I didn't finish because I got kicked out for no necessary reason. I've been fighting that ever since. But I actually went to school for business management and law, but I didn't finish. So
I see.
So technically, but I went to a Morris facility and learned the Constitution and everything. So that's put all that together. that's what I'm involved in right now.
So pretty much you're involved in a bunch of pseudo-legal knowledge from internet gurus. And I'm sorry to inform you, but none of the stuff that they teach you actually works. And I'm sure you're about to find that out.
Involved in right now. So
Okay. So let's just discuss. Let's just take it down. Break it down. What I asked you was, you provide me documentation to show proof that the Supreme Court says that you don't need a driver's license to drive a vehicle, right?
Your Honor.
I'm asking you a yes or no question.
Okay, all I want to say, that Supreme Court paper, you can forget about that. That Law Depot paper is what I've been working on, and I'm still trying to figure out how to go through the court cases all the way to the Supreme Court. So I'm studying and learning how to do that, to do this, to take care of Dearborn, because Dearborn is the one that got me in limbo right now.
But what I'm saying is, I don't need to see any Law Depot. I don't see any Law Depot. I asked you a question earlier. I said, I hope that you're bringing these, the stuff that you're, wait a minute. I asked you a question, and I said, I hope that you're sending me these papers and these cases and in support of you not having to drive with a license. And I hope that you've read the cases that you're using in support of what your belief of the law is and the Constitution and stuff. And I get this, and I've done it. You're not the first person that's done it. And the reason why I asked you, are you familiar with your African American history, particularly the civil rights movement, is because you have submitted a case, Shuttlesworth versus the city of Birmingham. And you submitted this case in support of you not having to drive with a license. And it's kind of like throwing mud in Reverend Shuttlesworth's case, because Mr. Shuttleworth, I'm sure he was a reverend. I'm sure that Mr. Shuttleworth had a valid license and doesn't believe what you're trying to use this case law for. I wish you would have taken time to read what Reverend Shuttlesworth had to go through on this day, on April 12th, 1963, when he's trying to fight for our civil rights.
So much better, like single.
Because I think if you would have read it, you would have seen that most of what you have put in here and all the cases that you have put in here are complete. A Shuttlesworth has nothing to do with what you're talking about. And the other case.
I understand that there's, like I stated, Your Honor, that paper is not updated. That right there, I supposed to took that out. The Shuttleworth and through the Alabama. No, not Alabama. I supposed to have taken that out.
If you were supposed to take that out, why didn't you take it out? This man has absolutely no idea what he's doing. This is just embarrassing. He is embarrassing himself with this sovereign citizen nonsense.
You're supposed to take all this stuff out because none of this stuff has anything to do with what you're talking about. None of them.
You read
actually, some of the cases are directly opposite, and they say that you have to have a valid license. The one with the wagon and the coach, what was that guy? He's in 1903. I forget the case. He's driving a coach. And he's got a car in 1903. He's got a car in 1903. He had big money. and he's driving his car up this dirt road and he's speeding. And they give him a ticket, and they say not that he doesn't have not to have a license. They just wanted to automatically revoke his license because he had a license without a hearing. And he's saying, you can't do that. I have to have a hearing before you're able to take my license from me. So he's not even saying what you say he's saying. So this stuff is.
Well, the 31 in Birmingham, I probably had took that out. Like I stated, I haven't updated that.
Well, you know something. I wish you would read this stuff before you even put it in this document, because that's what you're supposed to do. I can hold you in contempt for filing filing this irrelevant stuff.
Do you get the law depot document 3?
I got the law depot document.
Okay, but basically that sums it up right there. That, like I said, that's not even updated paperwork. I sent that by mistake. That's why I sent the FRA paper. But that right there, I'm supposed to update that. But the law depot 3 document is 6 pages. The first 3 just tell you how to do the affidavit, which I forgot to do, but that refreshed my memory. And the last 3 pages is my court papers.
You know, I'm going to tell you this. Everybody that's coming here with this, they didn't win. I'm going to say that first, right? And then some of the people grieved me and went to the Judicial Tenure Commission on me, and they quoted the same stuff, and guess what happened? They didn't win either. This stuff is nonsense. Stuff is nonsense. I'm waiting for you to tell me which court case applies, because you have Shuttlesworth in here, and that absolutely doesn't apply. So what you're saying, I would like to just one court case, just show me one out of all this stuff that you've given me, one court case that you said applies.
Well, like I stated, Your Honor, that little paper always get people upset. That I send that one, but it hasn't been updated.
But you shouldn't send stuff that hasn't been updated to the court. But I'm just asking you one case. Tell me one case out of the stuff that you sent me that says it applies to you and your position of you not having have to have a driver's license.
The law depot document 3. That's what I send in.
I know, and you're saying I'm asking you out of this law depot document 3. You have Howlett versus Rose, Boyd versus United States, Murdoch versus Penn, Owens versus Independence, People versus Bottle Traffic. You have another, constitutional articles. Tell me one of these cases that applies to your position that you don't have to have a valid driver's license to drive on the road. Give me one. Howlett versus Rose. Federal Supreme Court case applied to state court cases. My traveling documents, Supreme Court rulings, and the United States Constitution of travel is in this attachment and others not included have been stolen, sold, or to legally share. I don't know. Let's go with Howlett versus Rose. Let's see what that says. I just want to know. I just want you to see how ridiculous this sounds.
Usually, do you want to get him a court-appointed attorney, and we come back?
You know something? I don't want to waste the resources on the court because Mr. Lynch is probably going to present this to the court-appointed attorney. I can ask him whether he wants to, but if he presents this stuff to the court-appointed attorney, then they're probably going to come down on the same.
I can go into court records and find cases where the case was dismissed with the same issues I'm in. I will find a case and I will present it to you.
And he did indicate he was having a problem retaining counsel because they wouldn't accept his paperwork.
Yes, and that sounds about right. No actual attorney is going to step into court and try to defend this man with the ridiculous paperwork that he has presented today. No attorney would ever do that. So yes, this man is definitely going to continue to have problems trying to find a lawyer or attorney to represent him, as long as he wants them to try and represent him with the sovereign citizen defense. No one is going to do it.
So.
Yeah, I see why. Howlett versus Rose. Rose was a case in which high school students sued the school board after his car was searched on school grounds and he was suspended from school. He sued under 42 USC 1983, which creates a remedy for violations of federal rights committed by persons acting under the color of state law. The student claimed he was suspended without due process because his car was searched in violation of the 4th and 14th Amendment. The court dismissed the complaint against the school board for lack of jurisdiction. Where does that say you don't have to have a valid license? Where does that say you don't have to have a valid license?
Your Honor, I will get up-to-date cases where court cases were dismissed with my same issue. I will get the court the up-to-date 2020 to 2024.
I believe it was a waste of time. What are we, today is the date concept trial?
Yes, sir. Do you want to take testimony right quick?
Do you want a trial, sir, or what do you want? I'm not. So you want a trial? We can take testimony now, or you can take the deal. This stuff that he's talking about that is presented to the court, I think it's a waste of time.
I go to trial.
Your Honor, he did make a FOIA request for the video and those things. I think they should be presented before he goes to trial.
Yeah, I'll give him that. You did. All right, you did. Let's give him. I sent you the FOIA request, Ms. Mason. He's written in there. He's got the case numbers down and stuff. Let's get him the documentation that he's asking for, if it exists, and then let's go from there. Okay.
Okay. Very good, Your Honor.
All right. Let's set up pre-trial date. Come back September the 9th, 2024 at 8:30. Please don't waste the court's time with. I hope you first of all 8:30 September 9th. I hope you read and review whatever you see on September 9th. I hope you read and review whatever you submit to the court, purporting what you feel is supposed to be. And I hope it has at least some relevance to what we're talking about today, because the cases that I just read back to you have absolutely no relevance.
And procedurally, Your Honor, how are we to get the video to him?
He got an email address. I forwarded you a copy of that. It's in his email address. So I guess he should be able to, you should be able to forward that to him in an email.
It probably be too large. I just pick it up. I come down, pick it up.
Well, you're not going to be able to pick up unless they have a disc or something. You're not going to be able to just pick up. I don't know.
Can I just confirm your email address, Mr. Lynch, just for record? Is it?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
All right. So she'll get you that in an email, okay?
Yes.
All right. We'll come back on September the 9th, 2024 at 8:30. If there's nothing further, Mr. Lynch, have a very good day and best of luck to you.
You too. Thank you.
All right, that'll conclude the morning.